I can't see. Don't know where Dan went, but
I can't see. Don't know where Dan goes, but
he is live. Oh, there you go.
don't know where Dan goes, but he's there you go. Don't know where Dan goes, but
You hear the repeating, or that's just me?
Yeah.
he's repeating, or that's just me.
No, I'm hearing it. I don't know why.
No, man, I don't know.
Hey, yo.
It's crazy.
I guess I'll try leaving. I don't know. That's it.
Figured it out.
Oh,
Nah,
what was it?
that was definitely me. That's my bad. Nah, so that was I forgot we were on Twitch. Forgetting we on Twitch.
So you just had to mute yourself on Twitch or something?
Yeah. Yeah, be forgetting when we stream on
Bro,
Twitch.
I
It
ain't
goes
gonna lie. It was a little sad. Like going to the airport today. Like I just saw a whole bunch of
what's
Cincinnati
up?
fans looking real.
Uh,
Just saw a whole bunch of Cincinnati fans looking real sad. Like,
yo, I don't blame him, man. To lose in the last 2 minutes of any game is tough.
I'm talking about. It was so sad to the point it was just like real quiet and airy walking through the airport. Like, an airport usually bustling, like everybody talking to everybody, but the Cincinnati airport was mad airy. Like,
Didn't have no
I ain't gonna
vibes to
lie,
it.
none.
Hey man, I feel
I
bad,
turn on the
man.
news. As soon as I turn on the news, I see people outside waiting for the Bengals to get back. Outside my room right now, look, literally outside my hotel room. I probably can't see it, but I
That's
don't know if I
crazy.
can turn my camera around. But it's literally like
That's crazy.
Bengals Stadium is right there. So
So you're right in the face of it too.
yeah, I'm like across. I'm. It's weird, bro. So like I'm across in Kentucky right now, but Cincinnati's like right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's just a river. It's kind of like it's pretty much like New York and New
Okay,
Jersey,
New York
like
and
in that
Jersey.
sense. Yeah, but the bridge is much smaller.
I feel that. And it's crazy because like when you don't notice that kind of stuff when you're not like traveling from it. But then again, I mean I will say I don't have many reasons to go to Cincinnati. So
I'm not gonna lie, it's not like my first choice like a destination, but it's like better than my previous work trips. I've been to like Michigan, by University of Michigan. It's kind of dead over there. Over here, at least I'm in like an actual city. You know what I mean?
okay.
Ohio give me real like South Jersey vibes all over. Like that's what Ohio is.
I feel like everybody's major thing with Ohio is like going to like I don't even want to say Cleveland because I don't even know if Cleveland's like a big city town. Like
I've been to Cleveland too, actually.
you have? How was
Cleveland,
Cleveland?
yeah. Cleveland is well, it's kind of a small city too. I mean, if I'm
Okay.
being honest, I think the best way to describe them, I feel like I equate everything to New Jersey, and New York, right? So like, I feel like Cleveland is like their New York.
Hmm.
Like, there's like different sections. It's a lot to do. Like, you got Akron not too far. That's what most of the color people are, kind of. But then it's like Cincinnati's like Philly. Cincinnati's like mad hipstery, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Like they got like they got like Asian tacos and stuff like that. Like two things that you would never think that should be combined, but it's like that's how Philadelphia is now.
Okay.
But yeah, since Cincinnati's, I've been out here. This is like my second time because when I was in tech school, the only thing we do was to travel to Cincinnati. It's like an hour away, but it's not too bad. But we got a lot to talk about. I'm not gonna lie in terms of sports. I don't know which league you want to start in. I mean, we could start with the obvious baseball. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know when the CBA is gonna be signed. I'm kind of frustrated. I saw a tweet that said pitchers and catchers, I believe, were supposed to report to spring
Yep.
training.
Yeah,
or
spring
something
training is
like that
supposed to
already.
start coming up soon.
So I'm a little sad, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I mean, we may get a random pullout. Like they might randomly make it happen, but
I
it's
don't think
very
so. I think the
unlikely.
problem is, I think this happens every once in a while, right? Like we always get to this point, and I think it's gonna take both sides. Like a lot of people talking about, oh, the league got to be more realistic. Nah, the players got to be more realistic as well. Like
Yeah, and you kind
some
of
of their
back yourself from your
negotiations
own
just aren't
movement.
feasible. Yep, for sure.
So it's like these collective bargaining
But for
agreements
those of
are
you who don't know, we really do love baseball. Like I can only speak for myself, but like baseball is by far like, and I love basketball. It's up there, but baseball is like my favorite sport. Like it's kind of like how I stay sane. I like going to Yankees games. It's like something I've been doing since I was a kid. So,
and I
but
think it's
basketball is up there.
for sure. But I feel like baseball is like it's one of those things. If you weren't in a no, because I would even say small market teams like Baltimore would definitely have that kind of fan base. But if you got to go as a kid early on, watch baseball,
Yeah,
be
for
in the
sure.
stadium, like I think that's what it really took was to be in the stadium. Because when people watching on TV, you
Yeah,
don't
to
get the
fall in
vibe
love.
of everything. Like you
Right.
don't get the experience.
I
You
just,
don't get
I think I get frustrated sometimes when people like, I see all these comments, and I think it's just a lot of trolls too. But it's just like where they like voting on like their least favorite sport, and baseball's always like number one. I really don't get it. Like,
yeah, because it's always
I
like
try to be empathetic to people when they're like, oh, I don't really watch baseball, this and that, and I get it. Like, to each his own. But like, if you actually go to a game, and I challenge everybody, like, actually go to a baseball game when baseball comes back. And if your team isn't that great, but maybe try to
that's
go
even
out
better
to
for you. Tickets are
Boston or
cheaper.
New York. Yeah, exactly. But try to go to like one of these games, man. It's amazing.
I
I
also
even go to
challenge people to
Orioles
go to
games
Vegas.
just because I like their park. Camden Yards is actually a beautiful park.
So I
Like,
really am trying to make it a more conscious effort to go to more away games. Going to the
for
Mets
sure.
game at Shea Stadium which I keep calling it Shea Stadium, City Field, was an
Yeah, no,
amazing
it's
experience.
I'm never gonna get used to that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's like engraved in my brain that it's Shea. I don't know why, but
Yeah, no.
one of my things I would
It's that's
definitely
a
love to do
classic.
more of is just going to away games, man. Like I want to go visit Camden Yards, like you said. Go to the Dodger Stadium. I feel like going to Dodger Stadium because of how like
Oh, for sure.
how old
I
it is.
actually want to go visit. This is gonna sound crazy.
What?
I have this dream, like one day, like I want to get like this huge picture frame and like put all the tickets that I've been to. I'm trying to go to every stadium. Like
That's a cool
that's
one.
always been my goal since I was a kid.
That's a cool one.
But like for sure, I definitely want to go to every stadium and just have a ticket. It doesn't even have to be a Yankees
Oh,
game.
we gotta make
Just
that
like,
happen.
hey,
We gotta make that happen. We
a
love
game.
it. That's how we gotta make that happen.
Absolutely, we could do this, bro. Like honestly, that's not that. We have so many parks just within the tri-state. Like it's ridiculous, bro.
It's a lot.
We can literally probably kill in one weekend. Camden Yards, Nationals, like there's so many.
There's so many.
And probably on the way back home, we can hit up a Phillies game. Like,
Exactly. I mean, we could go to
So-
a Phillies game in like that's a little hour and a half, 2
Yeah.
hours. So it
for
wouldn't
sure,
even
but
be
I'm
that
definitely
bad,
trying
but
to go.
we gotta have baseball
Yeah, I hope-
actually happen. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just really hope
It's a
baseball
scary
actually
sight.
does come back.
It's a scary sight, man. And I think that owners are gonna try and hold out for the fact that they think, because at the end of the day, I do understand what the players are fighting for, and for people that don't know, like it's not even about the best players or the higher end players trying to get a cut of the money. It's more so for the players that are the everyday players, your Brett Gardners, your
Right.
everydayers that want to get paid,
Not
and then
the
also the
superstars.
rookies not being paid right away. So you don't have situations where like Clint Frazier.
And I think it also helps when people understand like this isn't like basketball and football, like where you get drafted and it's guaranteed. Like you get drafted and you could be in the minors for like years and years and years.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Knuckleheads podcast. I don't know if you watched it yet with Derek Jeter.
No, I haven't watched that one yet.
A great podcast. I was actually listening to him. He was talking about like baseball is by far like the hardest sport mentally.
Oh, that's cool.
Just for the simple fact, like you get drafted, like you could get drafted in high school.
Yeah.
And like he was talking about himself, and like it's like a mental game. Like each season, like you think you're ready, and then you go to the minors and find out like you still got work to do. It could be another year, like few years before you get the big call.
There's
And
a
even
lot
if
of
you get the
players
big call, you could play one game and come back down. Like
come
so,
right back down, and you never see the light of day again. But that's why
Yep.
that one game is so huge for a lot of players,
Right.
and that's
So
just the
I,
way of life in MLB.
so I definitely agree with like everyday players trying to get their like what they're fighting for sure.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
just think also, yeah, it has to be a little more realistic. Like we gotta understand it's a league. There's gonna be power structure, and
hmm And it's a business at
unfortunately,
the end
that's
of the day.
just the way it goes. Yep.
Business at the end of the day. So it's always going to be top heavy, and I feel for him as a person. I want to see the players get paid, but at the end of the day, like business is business, and people with money are going to try their best to protect their money. That's just how it works.
Right.
So
Hey man.
hopefully one day we get it done. Hopefully they do get it done, because, bruh,
Yeah.
a year without baseball is not going to be a good thing. I'm not looking forward to that.
I don't know how I'm going to stay sane, bro. That's honestly like the one thing. Like I know people talk about like doing things alone. Like how, like everyone has like their things that they can do alone. I can honestly say like I'm so comfortable with going to a Yankees game by myself. Like
It is
That's
one of
like-
the best feelings, I will say. Like,
yeah,
going to, I wouldn't even mind going to a away game on my own, honestly. Like going to City was
yeah, nah.
an experience, just being on my own and just asking other fans around me about their own stadium.
Only place I refuse to go alone would be
Well,
Boston. For obvious reasons. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to get jumped in
Yeah.
no alley. And Philly, because Philly
Yeah,
is just
nah.
a different breed. If you know, you know.
Yeah, nah, that's a different lifestyle. I definitely can't do that one.
Yeah.
That's
Anywhere else,
the-
like we good in the hood.
Yeah, for sure. But I would definitely encourage many people to just, if you want to take in a baseball game, actually, first off, just take one in general. I don't want to hear people keep saying
Right,
they don't
right.
like baseball just because they only watch it on TV and it looks boring. Like, that's
Right.
the weakest cop out I've ever heard every single time.
Bro, go ahead, go out with friends, get drunk, go to a game,
Go to
and
a
it's
game.
just so fun.
It is beyond fun. And people
I've
gotta
never been to a
experience it.
football game. I know we transition in here too, but
Mhm.
that's another thing I got to do.
haven't been
As
to
we
a-
transition to talking about the NFL, I've never been to a football game.
Haven't really. I just thought about that. That is
Nah.
a true fact. Giants,
Giants
Patriots.
Stadium is not far. Like just
It's
never been
not,
to a
but
Giants
I
game.
will also say it's not one of the. Well, we've been to Dallas Cowboy Stadium, so we've kind of gotten a taste of it. But it's
Yeah.
also Giants Stadium is
Yeah.
not one of the nicer stadiums. I will say that.
Nah, for sure
It's
not.
the lower
But
end.
come on, man. As a Giants fan, that's sacrilegious, bro. It's right down the road. That's no excuse. I can honestly say I think the only thing that I found like being part time in the military is like
Mhm.
all the good home games tend to
Sure.
happen when I have drill or something. So yeah, I hope I can get out there.
That is a good fact. I mean, there's always one game for sure I always want to go to, and I never do at Giants Stadium, and that's the Patriots Giants preseason game, and it happens every
for
year.
sure.
And I never go, so if you're down, I'm down. It's the only time I get to see the
Oh, yeah, I'll
Patriots
go.
jersey, so yeah, might
Yeah,
as well.
I'm down to go to Foxborough too. That's not far. No.
Yo, Foxborough is a fun environment every single time.
Yeah,
Fun environment. I would love for you to go.
I
Mark
love getting heckled, so
to
it's
Jets games
nothing new.
there, but it'd be fun. I think he could, honestly, because we're not as rowdy as Jets fans. Like, Jet fans was giving it to me last year. when
Oh
we won.
yeah, for sure. And it's just New York. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Like New York is just aggressive, but we're not like Philly. Philly is aggressive and they're gonna act on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and it's also like at the end of the day, once alcohol gets involved, all hands are off. Like, you never know what's gonna happen once alcohol is involved. So
Right.
it just depends. But transitioning to football, man, I'm gonna be real, and this is not gonna be a fan favorite take. Super Bowl game was kind of boring to me.
You could keep
I'm not
talking.
gonna lie. I won't lie to you.
Really?
Yeah, I will say. I mean, granted, I didn't have any stake in the game whatsoever. I didn't want to see OBJ
Right.
get a ring. That was
Yeah, me too.
the biggest
You
thing.
say you didn't?
I did.
Oh yeah, me too.
Man
I
has been through
wanted to
so
see him
much.
get a
I
ring.
would have. I love to see the fact.
I
That
feel
he
like
got a ring.
he's like one of those people that gets mistaken for like his passion for the game.
Not even just that, but I just feel like a lot of people just wanted to give him the brand of a wide receiver diva, like most. It's
Yeah, he is not Antonio Brown. Like
he's
this
not
man is
at all, at all.
he's just
But in
passionate. Like
terms
he
of
want to
being a black
win,
wide receiver,
and absolutely. But also we have to understand. Like I was talking to a family friend about it. He's like, "Oh, you're not a bitter Giants fan." Like when I was like saying congrats to OBJ on my Insta. It's just like we also have to understand OBJ came at Eli's last days. We didn't give him any quarterback weapon. Yep, head coaching changes felt like every other season. And then Dave Gettleman was like, the plague to all things New York Giants. Like I'm so happy that he is gone. I really wish Brian Flores would have been the coach. I was hoping for him to be the coach. We could speak on that too in a little bit,
Yeah.
but
definitely gonna talk.
yeah,
about
it's just.
I like that.
Yeah, the Giants. I don't know. They did OBJ foul. They traded him for pretty much. I'm not saying Jabril isn't like an even trade, but come on,
That's
let's be honest. OBJ at the
Peak.
place he was in,
Yeah.
that was barely an even trade. Like what we got
Exactly.
back for him. So
Exactly. I thought a lot of times like he took the brunt of, like, even with the whole Green Bay game, he took the brunt of the heat for a lot of things when it wasn't just him at times.
right,
And to me,
Right.
it felt unfair because it was like, all right, yeah, he's the bigger name star in the situation, but there's a collective group that made the decision to do the things. But his name would always
Right,
be
I
brought
feel
up
you.
as the main person. So for
Absolutely.
him to, like, not only win a ring, but have the first quarter that he had up until
bro, I was so sad when I saw him go down, bro.
It broke my heart to see him go down because it was like he had the kind of
Again,
start
all I
that you
kept
want
thinking
in
was
the Super Bowl.
again, and I saw his leg like again,
Mhm.
like you know what I mean. It was the same thing that happened before,
Yep,
almost
missed
like.
that.
So I'm hoping they haven't announced what happened.
No.
I'm hoping it's like a sprain or something like that, and nothing crazy. But
I'm-
it didn't look
If
good
anything,
though. I'm not gonna lie.
If the only thing that gave me solace in the situation was the fact that he was able to walk off on his own power.
Right.
So that's what makes me believe that it wasn't anything too severe. Because last time he couldn't put any weight on it, he literally had to get carted off.
Yeah, that was a good sign I saw too. Like he was out there on the field afterwards and walking around. So
Exactly. So that was a good sign, and thankfully it wasn't more than that.
Working, bro.
Hold on one second.
No, you're good. I'm trying to figure out this outlet situation. I don't understand why this hotel got an outlet that don't work.
Yeah, no. I'm going
Marriott's, my boy.
Marriott's all day.
Dude.
Hey, what's up? No, you're fine. Yeah, she's fine. She just got a quick one nosebleed. Yeah, it was. That's why I turned it down. Yeah, she was in her room, but it was kicking up pretty high. Like I felt it even up in the attic. Yeah, it stopped. Huh. It's the beauty of live streaming. But now my little sister caught a nosebleed real quick because the heat was just blasting from it. It was way too hot, and that shirt hurts. But it's
Sheesh.
okay.
It's all good, bro. I figure going through the airport, I gotta wear a Super Bowl shirt showing what the champ look like. You feel me?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But there was something I want to say. Oh, the Brian Flores situation, man. That when that broke the way it did, and then more coaches started coming out talking about their situations. And I don't know if you saw the interview with RG3 that they did.
No, I didn't. I
RG3's head coach.
What's his name? It's just stuck on my head. The Bengals, not Bengals. Yeah, he was on the Bengals, wasn't he? Bengals, and then he was Cleveland's coach.
I think it was Cleveland's coach. You're right. It was Cleveland's coach. Yeah.
I saw him as well. Because I watch the Pivot, and I watch I Am Athlete podcast. He was on the Pivot podcast.
Hugh Jackson. Yes.
Yep.
So
Yeah. I saw
that
him come out as well.
situation.
But he's been talking about stuff like this though.
Yeah. Talking about this stuff is just so critical because at the end of the day, I think it speaks big when you have teams and highly.
I do. Let's just let's just say the elephant in the room, bro.
Yeah.
We knew the Giants were not going to hire a black head coach, and as a Giants
Yeah.
fan, it saddens me, especially being one of color. But like, I don't know if it's ownership, what it is, but like we've always been this way, so it's nothing new. Like I don't even remember having staff
No, I
as
can't say I
black. Like,
remember. I can't even say like I remember an assistant coach or anything like that. I think there was maybe, actually no. I think my dad did know a running backs coach that was black. He was African to be exact.
okay,
Other than
but
that,
I'm talking about the big three.
yeah.
Let's talk
no,
about the big three. There hasn't been an offensive coordinator,
Nope.
defensive coordinator, or head coach.
Nope.
The New York Giants has been black.
The
So that's a
Jets
big
have been
problem,
way more
like-
progressive than in that front.
And let's be honest, if we talking about Brian Daboll, which is great, he's a great coach, definitely deserves a chance. But
Mhm.
over Brian Flores, who turned a franchise around, if we're talking about like the Dolphins, like I was super confused and stunned, if I'm being honest, because
Yeah.
I didn't even see his picture
Mm-hmm.
up there.
Mhm.
You know how the Giants have their little Instagram, and they were talking about who they were interviewing.
Yep, saw
Like
that.
I didn't even see his picture up there. But as soon as I saw who the general manager was, and he was on the
Mhm.
Bills, I was like, there. And I saw they interviewed the defensive coordinator of the Bills and the offensive coordinator. I'm like, one of these,
They're gonna go.
one of them
Yep.
are getting chose.
Yep.
And I also was like, it has to be an offensive coordinator
Because they want an
because
offense.
for the longest time we've been too defensive oriented
Mhm.
in the head coaching position.
It was time for
So
that
I knew
change.
they were going to choose an offense. Yeah. So I mean, it's like nothing new in the NFL. Like we know there's like I feel like out of all leagues, it shows the systemic racism, and they could put all the text they want on the field and all this stuff, but their actions say otherwise. Like it's
Exactly.
been like this.
And it's on top of the fact that we've gotten, I don't even want to say accustomed. At the end of the day, the NFL is primarily, I won't even say primarily, it has been a black driven league for a very long time. Ever since they started allowing African
Yeah.
American league. So to not only sit there and be like, all right, we don't feel black coaches are qualified to coach or lead teams, we also even have to fight for the idea of a black quarterback being a leader of a team.
I think
it's leadership.
personally, when I was hearing everyone's debate on SportsCenter and stuff, they're like, if you're an owner and you're a Caucasian, like of course you're gonna want the head coach to be like you. But can we speak honestly for a second? And I'm surprised no one's brought up this point.
Okay.
If you're an African American player, which most of these locker rooms are full of,
Mhm.
wouldn't you want them? Wouldn't you think they'd respond well to like someone like them?
We can
So if you
relate.
want to talk about white owners responding to white coaches and relating to them, let's talk about
What you want
like
the players to
who would a
relate to.
player respond to? And we've seen it with Mike Tomlin.
Exactly.
When has
Prime
Mike
example.
Tomlin had a losing season? Like a losing season?
The man has
I don't
never,
think he's ever. I
He's
don't
never
think he's
had it.
ever had one.
never had it
He bought
And-
this Steelers team, which had no business
being in the playoffs, in the
even
position
having
they
a
were in.
chance in the playoffs, and they were in the playoffs. So like, come on now. I feel like that should be enough evidence in itself.
And that's off of the fact that like they're never gonna really just talk about it. But at the end of the day, the NFL truly has no initiative to even want to go ahead and break it. Like the Rooney Rule in its written form makes sense, and it has some sort of actual, merit to it. But at the end of the day, the practice of it has never been there. If we're gonna be completely
Right.
honest, like there's never been a time like Brian Flores, no matter what, should have been at least coaching. He should have got the opportunity to coach at least one of those teams for 2 or 3 years ago. To be honest with you,
He should have got the Giants job.
Our defense has been literally locked down for the past 4 years with that man being on it. Last year, it took us up until like 6 games to actually have our defense be functional again. And Miami beat us. So there's times where I really sit back and just wonder, like, do NFL teams, and like you said, it comes down to the fact that really they just want to keep the people that they feel comfortable with around them and keep them together. But even on other sports, like you've seen it with I want to say James Jones, but I feel like that's the wrong Jones. But for the Phoenix Suns, the general manager for the Phoenix Suns, why am I know it's Jones, but I just can't remember the right Jones. But literally, you've seen either black players, black people that have been around the game. I forgot the ESPN commentator that had been trying to get a GM job for the longest, but no one wants to give him one. Why am I forgetting names today?
I know you're talking about too.
I can't remember his name, and
I know what you're talking about.
But there's literal people that have been around the game of football, have lived and breathed the game of football for years, that are not given chances, yet we're giving guys that are just coming up because in their eyes they're new. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the new offenses that have been coming up. I love some of the new coaches that have been coming up, but they're considered gurus within the span of like a year of being on a team. When you have coaches that have been there for a while, great coaches, black coaches, Hispanic coaches. Like, thank God the Jets have finally hired an Arab coach, which was the first last year we've seen that. But I don't know if he'll keep a job within the next year or not, to be honest with you, because the Jets, not the Jets, but there's a bunch of great coaches like that never get a chance or never get that guru title because they never have the opportunity to move forward, or GM status. There's not one black GM, and it hasn't been for a very long time. I don't think we're ever going to see one for a very long time. Shoot,
I think it's also people have to realize
racist names.
I know a lot of people think like, oh, what are black people complaining for? It's been so long. But we have to really put in perspective, like the 60s was not that long ago. Like, we were fighting for like segregation and so like a lot of these, I say that to say like a lot of these owners that we see like that are in place, like they've been the owners for a long time. And I'm not saying they do, but some of them could have these racist, ideologies or thoughts. Like,
and that's what gives
they're not going to come out and say it. Everyone saw what happened with Donald Sterling, but
exactly. And that's what gives the whole Brian Flores situation so much merit, is that we know the Rooney Rule.
That and the text message thread.
Yeah, and the Rooney Rule is literally like, it's so easily manipulated and so easily not listen. Like, it's just so many ways around teams to just do the whole idea of just, all right, we're just gonna bring in one just to say we did it and just move forward. Like, bro, there's a lot of times teams already know who they want to hire and they just move forward with it.
We see it with the Giants.
I get that. There's some times where you just know who your guy is, but to not even actually give people a chance, not even actually listen to them in their conversation, bring them in and not be.
I heard something interesting though on
it's just
I think it might have been ESPN, but they were talking about Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin was someone that was just supposed to be a Rooney Rule.
Yep.
But like, so what Ryan Clark said, because he was on
another
the team
good person
that Mike Tomlin took over. Right. But Ryan Clark essentially said that yes, people are being bought in for the Rooney Rule, like to fill that quota, but it's up to the owners and the GMs to actually give them a chance and listen to them.
Exactly.
Because we saw what happened with the Steelers, is what he's saying. Like, he was just supposed to fill a slot for the Rooney Rule and ended up being the coach. Now look what he's done with the Steelers. So yeah, it's really up to these people.
That's the thing, man. It's just, hopefully, I think the biggest move will be to have a black GM. I think that's when things will start getting serious, once somebody has that big of a seat on the table.
I mean, they already tried to own the Carolina Panthers. People already tried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I think it's like, I don't know what more we can do. I feel like they kind of blocked that. So
there will be
start their
someone
own
in that barrier, though.
Start their own team, another expansion team. I don't know.
Exactly. It's going to take someone to break that barrier, and once that barrier is broken,
I really think it's going to be Jay. I'm not going to lie to you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe buy the Jets. Someone need to buy the Jets.
Someone.
You feel me?
Move them.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see the Jets get their own stadium. That'd be a nice thing for them, but we'll see about that.
Just put them in Queens.
I mean,
Staten Island, something.
Stadium over that way. Actually, they do got space for a stadium over that way too. That would be a good move. But
I mean, I feel like that's what the boroughs though is broken up to. Jets is like Queens, Staten Island. I might be missing something. And then the Giants are like Bronx, Brooklyn.
I think also I would say
Because same thing with Yankees.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like the
yeah.
Yankees are if you're a Yankees fan, you tend to be like a Giants fan. If you're
That's a good fact.
a Jets fan, you tend to be a Mets fan. So it's like
Mhm.
those boroughs.
And also just all culminates around the Knicks at that point. To be honest.
Yeah. And then people, I guess, have to find and choose if they want to be a Nets fan. But
Nah. I think we'll get more people. I think we'll get more people to do it at some point because this Nets Phillies series is going to be wild, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be.
oh yeah, for sure.
But there's one more thing I wanted to say about the NFL thing, and that's just literally there's going to come a time, and I'm hoping that time is soon, where it's also going to need to be that other white coaches speak up about it. And also actually draw attention to it, because here in
We need the coaches whose jobs are safe though. Like
But-
Bill
and this is-
Belichick's gonna have to speak up.
and this
like,
was gonna be my next point, because to hear like Brian Flores say that whole story about how Bill Belichick texted him, and he thought that he got the
'cause
job.
he texted the wrong Brian. Yeah.
Exactly. At the same time, though, I felt like Bill should have, not saying that he should have stuck up for him in a sense, but at least should have addressed it like, yo, you guys should have probably, handled that differently. Like, you get me? Like, he should have also brought up, because at the end of the day, when you're in that position as Bill Belichick, GM and coach, you have a little bit more sway with people. Oh, man, I think we lost Dan. I think we lost Dan for a minute. Yeah, I think we lost Dan for a minute. Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, people, so that was actually one of the major things that we definitely wanted to touch upon with that. Sorry, chat. I guess I'll take this moment to just do the plug. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to join the conversation, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also follow us on Twitch. We are streaming on Twitch. And then we also do have a Discord as well. Discord link should be in the description below. If not, then also check out our bio. It's also in there. Excuse the camera quality, excuse the audio quality. Unfortunately, we are working with basic utilities at this point until further notice. But yeah, man, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.
Sheesh. I ain't gonna lie, my phone died. I'm telling you, these outlets do not work.
You good, man. I know hotel life is definitely it's a struggle.
Yeah.
Nah, but appreciate it, because damn, I forgot what I was about to say, but
No, you're talking about Bill. You're saying it.
Yeah, nah, just it's gonna take
coaches.
also big coaches and big name coaches stepping up at the end of the day, because I mean, Bill is the person that brought Brian Flores along, so it
right.
It would mean a lot to have coaches in that caliber and in that status, making sure that we are looking out for the people that you're helping bring up, and you're helping kind of usher along into the next wave, because I mean, Bill's not going to be around forever too, so I hope to see someone of a qualified caliber, but also someone that can pass the torch along. So
right,
it would just mean a lot, and I think that's going to be a major step into getting things going in that direction.
I feel you.
But it is the NFL. It is, I believe, and this is just us, talking about it. I think there is some systemic racism just dwelled into the NFL from, days in the beginning. So hopefully one day we do get away from that, and stories like Brian Flores will be a thing in the past someday.
Right.
But moving on to the next thing, because this thing is real. Oh, Ben Simmons and James Harden both reported to practice today, which is a major win for first off for the Nets because they got Ben Simmons to show up to something because people was wondering if that was not going to happen. But to have this trade, first off, I got to ask, who you think won the trade?
Nets.
I would
Easily.
agree, 1000%.
I feel like people are thinking about it right now, as they should.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you traded a guard who's still in his prime, but towards the end of his prime, and James Harden, who's known for being out of shape right now.
Yep.
People kind of forget that fact. And yeah, you didn't give up, your two upcoming stars that you were trying to protect in Philly, but man, you gave up Seth Curry, who's you're right now, like your primetime shooter right now. And all Philly had to give you, all Brooklyn had to give you was Paul Millsap.
Yep.
And and the Nets got Andre Drummond, which is like what they needed, rebounding. So it's like, come on now, you just made the Nets a bunch better now and in the future, because Ben's contract is significantly less than James Harden. So exactly,
and I think the biggest thing of all was the 2 draft picks. The 2 draft picks make.
Nets, they could be late, but people keep saying this. Oh, they're gonna be late. Well, yeah, but you already have your stars. So
and
these are going to be role players anyway.
Trade pieces,
or role players, which they could use.
Exactly. It's trade pieces at the end of the day. You let the Nets become literally what your biggest fear was of them being in the first place. They have the perimeter shooting around.
But this is Daryl Morey. Like, we should have expected this, bro. He should have just traded him in the beginning. Then I feel like
for sure.
Like what I don't know. What did they gain? Maybe in the beginning they were asking for Thibault, but I don't know.
So my thing is, I think people are gonna see this early on. The Seth Curry, Joel Embiid pick and roll was something that was dangerous, and it did work in Philly. So they're gonna miss that. I firmly believe they're gonna miss that. Tyrese Maxey, although is a great young guard, and I actually really like his game, he's not a consistent shooter like Seth. So that's gonna be a hurtful miss. And Matisse Thybulle, although he is a great defender and one of the top-notch defenders in the league, can't shoot just as much as Ben Simmons can't shoot, to be completely honest. So
I don't know.
You gave up a lot in that trade.
I feel like people are also super nearsighted where like they just look at Ben like, oh, this is the guy in Philly that couldn't shoot, but they're forgetting like what Ben did in the previous playoff series before that series where he was struggling. Like, if Ben wasn't playing, you guys probably wouldn't have made it that far anyway. So I'm just confused. Like, I feel like people just think, I guess maybe casual fans, that all there is to basketball is shooting. But like, Ben does so much of the little things like you can't teach. Like, it's kind of like Zoe. It's like Zoe. Like, when you think about it, like Zoe, like people just think of when he first came in, like the shooting, but the IQ is so much more important. Even LeBron saw that early. Like you can teach everything else. Like that's what the summers are for. Like, I
feel like it's the power of media and social media as well, though, because people put so much importance on Ben Simmons shooting. It was like
it's important. Like, I'm not trying to downplay it. Like, it's important, but it's not the end all be all for a point guard.
But it's also the fact of like, you got to understand the scheming of things.
Right.
At the end of the day, I think we were coming to a point where Philly was going to have to decide on Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid at some point.
Correct.
I think we were coming to that.
I think, but I don't think it was necessarily Ben's fault. It's you have two players that tend to do the same things.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Like,
exactly.
They're both gonna try to pound the ball in the paint, drive in on you.
Exactly.
But the fact that people wanted Joe, I'm sorry. Like, I was the main person who was like, maybe I'm crazy. I was like, oh, let's trade Joe. Like, because in my opinion, when I look at Philly, it's like, you got a nice a lot of young pieces. And Ben, which you can kind of like gel together, and I feel like you could get something great right now for Joel, like something super great that might mix better with Ben. Like you might be able to get Jokic or something for Joel. Like I don't know if they'll do that trade, but I'm just saying like you could get a high
Yeah,
level center that maybe I'm just trying to say that that pairs better with Ben. So
exactly.
I don't know. I feel like Philly is gonna regret this in the long haul. I truly do. I think.
I know they will. I know they will, because at the end of the day, like if you threw, and this is the example that I've always had in my head that I felt like people always didn't really understand is like you throw Ben Simmons on a team like the Golden State Warriors, we don't talk about him ever not shooting. There's no need
Even
for
the
it.
Nets.
Exactly, and this is what I
Especially if
can't
you
wait
get
for people to
Kyrie
see.
back, like
Exactly.
fully.
And this is what I can't wait for people to see is like we put so much emphasis on this man not taking jump shots, but honestly, it was because he was on a team that was so heavy and so dominant on people throwing the ball into Joel and then kicking it back out for a jump shot. It made it a glaring issue, but it wasn't
Right.
really as big
And the
of an
thing
issue.
is, like,
The team was
they
good.
make key points where, like, Ben, like, that's the position you want him to play in the playoffs. Like, I would rather Ben be a 4 or 5 in the playoffs.
Exactly.
You can play small with Ben. You can put, or if you want to go big, you just put him at the 4.
Exactly.
And then you
let
don't
him
have
lean
no
on it.
problems.
Yeah.
Like, KD
Yeah.
can easily play a 3 or
Exactly.
2, like, if he has to. Like, I'm just saying, because he likes to play at the top of the key.
Exactly. And just
It's
let
just-
Ben. Literally
It's
just
crazy,
let Ben
like
grab
all the
ball.
different matchups when you look at the Nets roster and what
Mhm.
they can get like next year and the year before. Like they're gonna be a problem, bro. We're gonna see them.
Yes.
Like I hate that Philly made this trade as a Bulls fan because it's like
It hurts. Yeah, it hurts.
it easily made us like the 4th, 5th
Yeah.
best team in the East again. Like,
Yep.
So
Yep.
I don't know.
It bolstered them so much, and I just think it's gonna hurt. I think there's a bunch of other trades. Like this trade made everything else seem so insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but I think the only other team that really kind of helped their situation in their cause, because there's a handful of teams that made big trades to kind of bolster themselves, but
Yeah,
I
a
think
lot
the
of trades that
Kings
didn't make sense though. Can we talk about the trade that didn't make sense,
Which one?
bro? How are you gonna trade Halliburton?
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. That's exactly what I was
Like
talking about.
I was really scratching my head. Like I
Yep.
could have swore like, all right, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, for sure. Like if I'm them, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley, like those 3. That's the
They
goal.
did move Marvin Bagley though.
They did, but I'm trying to say like, bro, if I was listening to JJ Redick even talk about it, and I know
Mhm.
JJ's like close to Halliburton, so like he could have just been emotional, but like I really stood back and looked at the trade, and it's like no team got better. And you traded away a young guard who is really coming into his own, this year,
Yep.
and wants to be there. Nobody wants to be in Sacramento. This man wants to be in Sacramento, and you give him away. Like,
Yep.
honestly,
That's-
they just. I'm scared of Indiana though in the future. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Facts. That is a team that is genuinely scary down the road.
yeah,
And I
like
hope
they
actually
got better.
build.
I think
I need them to
not
let them
not currently. I'm just saying, but in the future, like, bro, they got some young studs. I'm not gonna lie.
And when you really look back, because I mean, besides the only other team that really truly scares me too is Oklahoma City, just because of how many draft picks they got. They
And
got
Shea,
draft picks.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like because when you're in a small market team, people forget, but Shea is a beast, bro. Like,
He's going
like-
to be one of the top guys. I'm calling it now. Shea will be a top guard in the league.
and it's ironic because I feel like the same thing. What team? It's gonna slip in my mind, but like with the point guard position, like they traded away a young point guard, and then look at them now. Like they need a point guard. Is the Clippers? But like there's another team that's like that, and I'm trying to think.
Shea's a way young guard.
I feel like it's gonna come back to me.
We're talking about just recently traded the not the Bucks. Bucks just got a guard.
Yeah, they got the OG.
There's not many teams that need guards.
I don't know. It's probably gonna come back to me, but yeah, that was crazy to me. Like the leap that Shea took once he finally had the ball in his hands is like what the Clippers needed now. It's like what they were searching for.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I don't know. Like, oh, it's the Lakers.
Oh, yeah, okay.
When I'm thinking about you, it's definitely you guys. Like when you traded away Zoe, it was like the piece you needed was Zoe. So it's like that awkward situation where like, you know what I'm saying, when you break up with a girl and
First
then you
off,
realize that you need her. Like, do you go, do you ask for her back or?
so first off, I actually went through the whole withdrawal. I took the time out. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe one day I'll put a video out on this and I'll actually fully vet myself. But I did take the time to fully go through and just rethink every move that the Lakers have made in the past 4 years. Just 4 years.
Since LeBron came, you can say it.
You know how
a little before, but generally since LeBron came.
But that was right about then. Let's think about it. So we'll start off real low. Larry Nance Jr., Ivica
Zubac, the Clippers.
Number 2. Jordan Clarkson.
Sheesh.
I'm not done. Julius.
That's when things really got spicy, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, but then you think about it. You got, matter of fact, I won't even say Julius yet. Josh Hart.
You forgetting one already, but I'm gonna let you slide.
Come on, forget me.
D-Lo.
Oh no, I didn't even get there yet. I ain't get there yet. I ain't get there. So Josh Hart, boom, Josh Hart. Then we'll go Julius Randle. Then I'll go D-Lo because they came around the same time. Then we'll go Zoe, of course. Then Brandon Ingram. That's 8 players.
B.I. one of a kind too. I ain't gonna lie. It's like,
bro,
I put him in like, I'm not trying to compare like where they at right now in their career, because obviously Porzingis is not like, you know what I mean, healthy or didn't have the career. But I'm saying like there's like unicorns in this league. It's like KD, B.I., Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? B.I. So
B.I.
that's like a unicorn. That's a player you just don't get rid of, bro.
Now what's scary is the Pelicans getting C.J. McCollum was a low-key power move that many people did not understand.
No, for sure.
That was a move.
They needed that guard.
They needed that.
And they let go of Josh.
And that was what I was surprised about. That they didn't make the move with Josh.
I thought that was crazy too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I didn't think they needed to get rid of Josh to do it, but they did bolster that team a lot. And if they can get Zion to at least cut down, Zion, if you listen, please hear me. Just cut down 20 pounds.
Where did Josh go again? I don't know why that's.
He went to Portland.
Portland.
Oh, yo, by the way, no disrespect. I forgot about Kuzma. That was number 9. Kuzma was number 9.
Kuz low key balling. I ain't gonna lie in Washington.
Yeah. No disrespect. I did forget about Kuzma. No disrespect.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's a typical Laker fan. Wait.
Yeah, no disrespect. I love Kuz. It's just he would have been a great number 9 player on that roster if we would have kept everybody we should have kept. But
damn, no.
Just gonna say. I mean, you know, feel me?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Alex, you still got Caruso. You still got. You feel me?
I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was crazy too, though. When y'all said we keep it cool, so we trade a Zoe. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, we did a lot of crazy things. I can't.
Bro, I'm trading Kuz and I'm keeping Zoe. Like y'all tripping.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. I got nothing.
Hey, but as a Bulls fan, I appreciate you.
Yo, as a Lakers fan, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've been sitting back, just like holding my tongue on everything that's been going on. But one day I'll actually fully make a full rant video. But
as a Bulls fan, I could probably make a video with you. But now that we got Arturis, I'm feeling good about life.
Yo,
right now. I'm not gonna lie,
bro. Zoe's. Like, he's been playing great. I can't wait for him to come back. I can't wait for how this team is going to look once the All-Star game.
I ain't going to lie. I know we talk about this in the text message thread and all this with John, but I'm going to have to go ahead and say this live so everybody see this. I've been talking about Zoe and the Bulls since this man got drafted. I ain't going to lie to you. I used to tell Zamir when this man got drafted, I said, don't slip. Let this man come on the Bulls. He finna break out.
I won't even lie. Low key, this man has been manifesting this since Joe got drafted. And I've been saying,
now we here, baby.
I'll edit this video and pull back up the old text. I've been saying since day one, it ain't happening.
And now we here.
Lo and behold, Lonzo Ball is the Bull.
I expect DeMar to be in the picture, but I appreciate him too. This man balling.
Man. Look, at the end of the day, if I was as a Lakers fan, if I could switch and have your roster, I would do it.
Oh, for sure.
In a heartbeat. But
that's crazy. You got the king.
I'm not gonna act like I'm ungrateful. I am great. I'm happy to have LeBron James on our team.
Y'all got a chip out of it, so.
Yes, we got an asterisk chip, but it's still a chip.
I don't think it's an asterisk.
I appreciate it.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's a tough one, bro. Mentally, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's tougher in a lot of ways too.
Yeah, I felt like to be completely honest, I felt like if we would have beat Denver with Jamal Murray not injured,
you would have
like I would have gave that ring a little bit more.
That man was balling too in the bubble. I don't know what I feel like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I would like to see the bubble come back. I know the players wouldn't, but
I felt like the focus was so much more.
It felt like AAU. It felt like AAU back in the day.
It literally felt like at some point it felt like March Madness.
Yeah.
It really felt like that.
I just felt like some of these players that was on the bench just started balling. They were like, go ahead, throw them in the starting lineup. These men started going crazy. So.
Yep. It just it went hard. It went hard. But man, you got me just flashing back to Lakers. All right. So I'm gonna move on from this because it's gonna get me in my feelings. Move on. Damn, that really got me in my thoughts, man. So first and foremost, to see, hold on. No. I can't even just talk about this. I want to know if I can find it. Hold on. Bear with me, chat.
Now you go. Also, why is nobody talking about? Everybody's talking about Aaron Rodgers and Russell to the Bucks, but no one talking about someone going to the Steelers. I feel like that's a team that's just waiting. I ain't gonna lie. With Big Ben out the way, because he was low key holding back for a couple of seasons. I ain't gonna hold you.
Wait, who do they have going to?
Huh? All the projections are Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, like one of the two going to Tampa, obviously with Tom being out because the team's ready.
Wow.
But
really?
I feel like nobody's talking about the Steelers opening, like with Big Ben being out. Like that's a team. I feel like it may not be a straight ride to the chip. Like you don't got all the pieces, but that's a team that's defensively there for the most part. You know? Maybe you just need a couple weapons, but
I can't say that I could see Aaron Rodgers going there.
That's just a hard. It's also a hard division to play in right now. I ain't gonna lie.
It is extremely hard. That's exactly what I was about to say. Who wants
Ravens,
to face
Cincinnati?
Who wants to face those defenses?
No, not Raiders. I'm tripping. Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to face those defenses?
That's also weird to me that they got the two Ohio teams in the same division. That's what always throws me off. I'm not gonna lie, because usually it's like one is in one conference. Yeah, so
it's just that's the only thing. Who wants?
It's like a Ohio Civil War. Like I'm confused.
I mean, well, if we're gonna be honest though, right now Cincy is definitely winning now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like they was winning when they had Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah, you're right.
I was looking at Higgins the other day, and I really thought about it. I'm like, bro, they really ain't retired this man jersey yet. You tripping?
True.
He should also be in the Hall of Fame, but that's another discussion. The politics that be being played.
Well, I mean, we still haven't gotten the Barry Bonds into the Hall of Fame.
MLB. Well, MLB is that's another league that's known to be racist. So
yes, but to see, and granted, no disrespect, I respect Big Papi, but when I see Big Papi get in, I mean, I expect that at some point, more players that have tested positive will start to eventually get in.
I feel like A-Rod is the poster boy for it. I don't see him getting in ever. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't either.
Because I think when you think about it, and you think, and I hate him being on the Yankees sometimes. I feel like it tarnished our rep. Even though it happened before he got to the Yankees, I just feel like people look at it and be like,
sure. It's a
the Yankees already have this negative connotation because we win so much. So it's like,
Death Star ourselves, you know.
So
the walking Death Star. Hold up, let me share this. I know. Hopefully we don't get popped for this, but then it's on YouTube, so it's not my fault. But this had to be probably for me, the highlight of the whole, like the actual whole fight card and everything would have to be this, bruh. This knockout right here,
with the elbow.
bro. These are two big men just swinging away.
It was a fight though. Like we knew it was gonna be like this. Beautiful.
But that
I'm
elbow,
gonna be honest with you though. I didn't expect Tua to win. I'm not gonna lie.
I did not, especially how stricken he was.
If I was a betting man and I watch the UFC religiously, like people know, like Derek is like, and I think if this fight happens 10 times, like Derek might win nine of those times.
Yeah.
But you got to give it up to Tua. Like I'm not gonna lie, that was a
great
game plan.
Exactly. He overexerted himself going for the takedowns. He was tired and hurt at that time.
He shouldn't have won the first round. If you look, like he always this close to losing.
Yep.
And also like, I guess another point, like no one expected it to go past the first round. But you saw his game plan early. It was to touch him up and getting close to Derek, because Derek likes that space to like walk around and like kind of cut you off in the octagon and like pick you off. But he was cutting him off.
He was at a disadvantage with reach too. So it was a good game plan for him.
Yeah, that's why he tried to get in, but it almost cost him in the first round trying to get in close. So
he got tired a couple.
I was surprised to see it in the second. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, great fight. Honestly, he next up.
That was the fight of the
night. I think if to me, I feel like the way the heavyweight division is shaking out, Francis just got surgery. I feel like if you know what I mean, if they're gonna do another fight, I would like to see Tua versus Stipe. Honestly, if I could draw it up right now, this is how I would do it. Boom. I would do Tua versus Cyril. Okay. And I would do Stipe versus John Jones, because I feel like Stipe need that money fight.
Yeah.
He's a heavyweight champ. He actually deserved a rematch right away, if we're being honest. Yeah. And I feel like that's a payday for him, John Jones.
That'd be a good one.
I feel like that's how the heavyweight division should shake out.
Both on.
And I feel like obviously the John Jones Stipe is gonna be the number one contender fight. I feel like next up to fight Francis, and then Tua Cyril is right behind it. But
is John supposed to fight this year?
He was supposed to fight last year.
That's what I'm saying. That's why.
Yeah, nothing is planned, nothing's set in stone. But he's supposed to make his heavyweight debut this year. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to this. The fight I wanted for him. I think he is crazy if he thinks he should get a championship fight right away. I think he should, but I think he should have right away. But it's been so long that I feel like he needs that one fight. He needs the one fight before. So that's why I'm saying I feel like the number one contender fight would be perfect for him. Him versus Stipe for.
I agree with that 100%.
For the next fight. So.
That's the one thing. That's a beautiful fight. And don't get me wrong.
And I was sad, my boy, to see Max. You feel me? Get hurt. Max was next up for the title too, featherweight against Andrew. Andrew. Alexander Volkanovski. He got hurt, and now they're doing Korean Zombie versus Alexander. But I hope Dana's just stay true to his word and just keep him up next for the fight, because my man did exactly what Robert Whittaker did in the middleweight division. He took the loss on the chin and pretty much played defense like as the number one contender. He beat every up and coming person that wanted his spot. That's what Max did. So
he should just have the right to it.
Yep. I mean, he did have two fights, but those were the two closest fights I feel like in MMA history. Like split decision losses. Yo, yeah, you gotta watch. Yeah, I'll send you the link.
All right,
Max Holloway, Volkanovski 1 and 2. The first one happened Fight Island. I think both of them happened Fight Island, and it was literally split decision. The first one, it could have went either way. I give it to Alex, like the slight nod, right? But the second one, I feel like Max won clearly. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. All right.
And they give it to Alex. So.
I had to tap
That's
into
the only reason I feel like they're giving him a third, because
it was so close the first 2 times.
yeah, and I feel like that's why Robert Whitaker will eventually get his third shot, because I don't know, a lot of people saying I think Israel won, but a lot of people saying, it was
Again, it was one of those kind of fights that was just. I felt
back
like
and forth
neither
for
one
sure.
did enough to win the fight. You know what I mean? Like,
But this is my point when people say stuff like this is like,
Mhm.
there's a champion, right?
that's true.
You have to beat the champion.
Yep.
Undoubtedly, I feel like, me personally.
Yep.
So I feel
I
like
agree.
if that's why I said the first time with Max and Volkanovski, I sent you the fight. Like, I don't
Mhm.
feel like Volkanovski did enough to take the belt away from Max if it was that close, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, like you gotta knock the champion out, in my
Yep.
opinion, or
Or
finish
just-
him, or make it not so close. Like,
exactly.
if it's
You
gonna be
gotta
a
go in
decision,
and
you
actually be the champion in the round.
yeah. If it's gotta be a decision, you gotta take it out the judge's hands.
Exactly. And that's why I think a lot of times people kind of get frustrated with decisions like this. And I'm just like, look, at the end of the day,
Nah,
if you didn't do it,
some of the decisions was wild.
did.
So the right person won most of the time. I saw the
Mhm.
fights, but like they were making it way closer than it should have been.
oh, you mean the
Oh,
prelims
for
and stuff, too.
yeah, her retirement fight. What's her name?
Oh, that I know exactly what fight you're talking about. Yeah, that
Yeah,
judge was wild.
yeah. She tried to put it in her favor, and I'm like, bro, what
That
fight
judge
did
was
you
wild.
watch? Like,
Because she was getting tagged the whole fight.
she was definitely she probably won one
Yeah.
round to me, maybe it was
She was
close
an
round
aggressor in
though.
the fight, don't get me wrong, but she was getting rocked.
Yeah, nah, her face painted the whole picture, like, so, and I feel bad because like this is her career,
yeah,
and she's definitely more of like a ground game specialist.
for sure.
She wanted to make it a war as her last fight, which
Exactly.
is what.
And she went out on her terms.
Yeah, she
It
didn't
was
care
meant
if she
to-
won or lost, but I feel like that one judge that tried to make it seem closer than it was, he kind of ruined
It
that
was.
fight in a sense, because everyone's looking like, bro, what fight was you watching?
Exactly.
We don't want to point out that she lost that badly. We just want to point out that thank you for giving us a great fight, period.
Exactly. At the end of the day, she went out on the terms that she wanted and just leave it at that. You don't got to try and put.
She didn't have to keep coming
kind of
forward.
insert yourself into
You
the
know what I
situation
mean?
like that.
So, yeah, great fight.
But there was another. I'm forgetting his name. I texted you about.
Oh,
him,
your
and I-
man's. Yeah.
bro.
Lightweight fight. You was talking about
And he's from New York, right?
No, he's
You know
from
what I'm
LA.
saying? LA. See, he has a New Yorker vibe to it. Maybe that's why I vibe with it.
Bobby
Hold up.
Green.
Bobby Green, yes.
Bobby Green, yeah. My
Yes.
man that jab was solid. Like,
Bro.
and the other guy was a great fighter too. Like, he
Mhm.
had a crazy
But
winning streak.
he is way too stationary for a fighter like that.
Yeah,
way too
Bobby
stationary.
Green is like one of those fighters that's unranked that should be ranked. It's kind of like what's my man's name? Sean O'Malley, like one of those fighters
That's
that
what
you
they're
don't
saying.
want to see that's unranked, but like is slowly creeping up to get that ranked position. Like,
That's what they're saying
Bobby
at the end of the fight. Like, he's going to mess around and get ranked at this point.
Yeah, like he needs a fight night for sure. I'd love to see that. I'm not gonna lie. Lightweight, there's a lot of good lightweights too, so they could definitely do something.
That division seems like it's coming up more.
If I'm being honest, I don't know one weak division
That's true.
these days. Like I feel like we used to talk about welterweight and how it's like killer's row,
Mm-hmm.
because like the top 5 prospects are so heavy. Like either of them could fight for a title. I feel like I'm looking at divisions and it's slowly creeping in where like the top 5 in any division could be the champion. I don't know.
Exactly. It's rounding itself
Like
out.
lightweight is crazy, yeah, but middleweight, when we look at that middleweight list, I don't know.
That's
Like
tough.
that. Like you got Vittori, Paulo Costa. I don't even want to talk about my mans. Yeah, he wilding, bro.
My goal is to start watching enough that I have at least one fighter I like in each division. That's my goal.
Oh yeah, I got you. I could recommend a fighter for you right now. Each division.
Yo, but I feel like that's how you got to get into.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I got into boxing.
No, what people need to start doing, same way we gave them advice about baseball. I give
Yep.
all MMA like newcoming fans. I give them this: like, start watching the early prelims and the prelims,
True.
like before the fight
Missed
card.
good jams.
Watch a fight night here and there, because this is where you kind of like learn about the fighters, learn like where they fit into the division. You start becoming a fan of them. Like Sean O'Malley didn't just come out of nowhere. Like he was on prelims, early prelims, fight
That's
nights.
how I found
Like,
out about it.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like watch Contender Series, stuff like this.
Exactly.
It's all on ESPN. But yeah,
And they're free.
they're
That's
free
the other
fights
thing.
on YouTube of past.
People
Like
don't know that.
if you see the main card, like you look at the main card fights, they get free fights of their past
Exactly.
fights before the fight. So go on YouTube and watch the free fight before you watch the main card. So you
And
like,
if you
damn,
have
okay, now I
ESPN,
know
they're
what
on
they
there
bring.
too.
Yep.
So people just gotta tune in. And it's the same thing. Yo, all right. I've been meaning to say this for a while now. At some point we'll get into college sports, but I think I'm gonna save that for March once March Madness starts getting a little bit crazy. But I
Okay.
have started watching more women's college basketball.
Oh yeah,
I've
for
actually
sure.
been messing with. I've been messing with it
Yeah,
heavy.
Women's basketball is fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, especially college basketball. Like the grit
Yeah.
behind women's college basketball, I love. I'm not saying that the WNBA doesn't have the grit, but you know how college sports is. Like college sports, college athletes just take
I feel like you hungry because you
Exactly.
fighting for that
You still
chance to get
got
into the league. Yeah.
you still got it. It's still that love and that passion behind it. And watching.
Yeah, I was watching.
Well, it's been
Who won last year? Was it Oregon?
Yeah. No. It wasn't Oregon. It was.
Because I remember watching the chip games.
Hold on. I know who won.
And I remember who it wasn't. UConn.
Stanford. It was Stanford.
Stanford. Yup. I
Yeah.
remember the girl.
Mhm.
I forgot her name.
I watched it. I don't know why I forgot.
She was wilding too.
Mm-hmm.
She was playmaking everything.
Actually,
so.
she's supposed to be playing. Did she start coming back yet? No.
She's still in the NCAA.
No, I don't think it's the girl I'm thinking of.
Cause I could have sworn she should have just joined the league. My way.
No, I'm thinking of a different girl.
Okay.
I think that was the one. Stanford is the team with the twins, the whole twins. Yep. So yeah. Or his whole sisters, excuse me, not twins.
Yeah,
But
they were going crazy.
I encourage everyone to please start watching more women's college basketball. Matter of fact, more women's sports in general, bro. Because literally, I feel like they don't get televised.
WNBA is not bad. I'll be asking people like, WNBA is not bad. Wait, because you're not seeing as many dunks or something. Like, if you're a fan of like sport, but this is why I be saying like we gotta stop listening to clickbait media, and I feel like it's become a trend now, like where like someone says something negative about females and like sports, and like everyone takes it too far. Like, I don't care who you are. There's some females where if you put them in a league with men, they're gonna kill them.
Yeah.
Like Serena versus any men's tennis player. Serena
I would love to see that.
Serena's winning. Like Naomi Osaka's probably winning as well. Like
seriously, please give me like I want the U.S. Open to give us like a intersex like open at some point, like just to literally see what would happen. Like we should be able to get something like that at some point. Because I mean, literally, I agree with you 100%. I feel like they would definitely win.
I was watching something where I forget her name. She's a really famous WNBA point guard, but like some D2 athlete challenged her, some D2 athlete guy who's basically trying to say the skill level in the WNBA is not equivalent to like.
Not Skylar Diggins, right?
No.
It was an older video or a newer video? I could have sworn Skylar Diggins did a video like
maybe like that, but this is like she's like a real African American. She's like a point guard. She's a little darker. She's not light skinned. She's dark.
So it's probably newer then.
But yeah, she was like, she did a video like where basically what Kevin Holland. I don't know if you follow Kevin Holland on Instagram. You gotta follow him. Kevin Holland's he's like a middleweight, welterweight contender, but like he's pretty much finds trolls on his account, like people who talk ish and basically say like, "Hey, bro, I could beat you. Like your wrestling is nothing." He invites them out and then takes care of them.
Wow.
He actually just posted a video today, so I encourage you to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Is
Yeah.
it on YouTube? It's a question.
It's on his Instagram channel.
Okay, on your Instagram. I gotta
Yeah.
find a way. I gotta search up my passwords.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
I'll try to like screen record it if anything and
Yeah.
send it to you. But
I-
yeah, I just like when
That's some
trolls
fun.
get handed to them because I feel like it's just a lot of people think they could say whatever they want on the internet. Like
That's just true.
WNBA, I don't care what you say. These WNBA players will get anybody at the park,
No,
anybody
literally.
that thinks they're a D2 or D1 athlete
You will get
in
cooked.
basketball.
You will get
They will
cooked.
cook you. They're just as good at their craft. So
Yo, and it is what it is, man. I won't even say it is what it is because people just got to put more respect on it, and I really can't wait for that. Women's college basketball, like I would actually, matter of fact, I'm gonna make that a mission. I'm going to a women's college, tournament. I think their tournament starts. It's not in March, if I'm not mistaken.
no, it's a little later.
It's a little later. I'm gonna try and go to one.
It's
of
more.
those.
It's more in the summer because I remember I was in
Typically they're pretty much-
Maryland watching it. It was like May, maybe April.
Yeah.
May.
I gotta double check if Prudential's gonna be hosting any of the college tournaments. If they are, then I'm gonna try and go to a men's one.
I'm watching a game right now. Actually, it just started
Yeah.
on ESPN News. It's like Maryland versus Iowa State, I think.
So this wasn't part of the plan to talk about, but there was a bunch of teams last week. Number 1, number 7. I think it was was Duke number 5 at the time? I think Duke might have either been 5 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. But they lost to they lost to West Virginia. Auburn lost to Arkansas.
Yeah, there's mad college hoops on right now. OSU.
Yo, there's so many shifts in college sports right now, and it's I love to see it.
It's like West
February.
Virginia, Kansas State is on right now.
Mhm.
OSU at Kansas, Oklahoma State at Kansas. And people don't know what OSU is. And then there's women's is on as well. So
Yeah, man, check it out. Tap in, especially if you're a fantasy owner. It's good to see what rookies is coming in, so you can pick. It's a great way to
That's what I'm saying,
move
man.
up. So people just gotta tap in more. But yo, we've been on for like an hour and some change. I know you just got in from your flight, so I'm gonna let you rest, bro.
Cincinnati, what's good?
And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next video.
Make sure you like and subscribe, comment. You feel
Cool.
me? Give us topics in the comments of what you want to see us talk about.
Exactly. Make sure you also share us, follow us on Twitch, join the Discord too, yo. Trying to get things popping in Discord. Also trying to play some Super Smash Brothers with you guys.
Absolutely.
So make
We're
sure
gonna
you
try to
send
get
a
some
friend code.
special guests, maybe some special
Yep.
events, some special guests.
Yep.
on.
So I want to make sure we get everybody involved and
poppin'.
just join the community. and
I want to
grow the
I want to
community.
try to get Mark and John on and maybe make some lists or something. Like
for sure. Yo, and
Some
then on
crazy
top of
lists.
that,
I would like to see top 5 players Lakers traded away to see like what people rank like 1 through 5.
all right, man, we definitely gonna have
Because
to
I
do
got my own list and I was hearing you list it and my list might be a little different than yours. I'm not gonna lie.
We're gonna have to work that in on top of doing a Call of Duty stream on Twitch. That might be either like a members only stream or something.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
we'll
I'll
have
be
to
on
work that
Warzone heavy, so just let me know.
exactly. I haven't touched it. I won't lie. I've been mostly playing Halo like crazy.
Actually, I can take over the Twitch one day because I'm about to enter a tournament soon. Actually,
Bro, by all
for
means.
money. So
By all means, I sent you the information. So if you ever need to get on, but there's one thing I got to show you before we log off.
he got shoes. Look at him. He got up. Whenever Zamir get up there happy, you know it's some stickers that's coming in.
I ain't got shoes this
It's a
time.
pop. It's even better.
Boy.
Oh, he got Master Chief. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not in the Halo, but that's cool.
Bro, so the
I've
reason
been a
why I got
PlayStation
it,
man
hold
since
on.
I came out of the womb. So
The reason why I got it is because I'm not gonna lie, I splurged a little bit, and I got the Halo Edition Xbox.
yes,
so
sir.
to get Master Chief with the sword, bro, and
Yes,
the
sir.
Halo Edition Xbox, I just had to do it.
Listen, I'm not even into Halo like that, but the show's coming out and it does look interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
See, I've been into these video games turned TV shows like The Witcher.
Yeah,
Fantastic
Witcher's a
show
good
on
one, too.
Netflix. If anybody
Which is a
hasn't,
different one.
we could definitely talk about shows one day. I'm a big Disney Plus Star Wars fan.
Bro.
Boba Fett just ended. You feel me?
Exactly. The world is our
There you go.
oyster. That's why we call it official review, bro. We review everything.
Yes, sir.
We does it all.
Yeah.
But
I'll let you
till
go,
next
bro.
time, people.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.